Everyone, welcome back to Build. I'm your host, Brittany Jones-Cooper. Hulu's new miniseries, Wu-Tang, an American Saga, tells the origin story of how the iconic Wu-Tang Clan revolutionized rap in the 90s. It follows the group's early days and how a group of young black men turned to music in order to escape crime in Staten Island. Today, I'm sitting down with Shameik Moore, who takes on the role of Raekwon. But first, here's a clip.
Yo, play that beat again, son.
Shorty get you open like 6 packs.
This is where you should be putting your work into, not the streets.
Spread this fire through the streets. I grew up on the crime side.
This work we do,
The New York Times side.
it's all for family.
Man, we just trying to make music, yo.
You listening to beats?
You ain't listening to the whispers out in the streets. Music. It must be nice to have dreams, but they ain't real. This house is real. That food on your plate, the money is real.
Your way ain't the only way, Vaughn.
A pond behaves like a pond because it believes it's a pond.
I'm sick of this.
What?
This life.
A king rules because he commands power.
This is our home. For God's sake, you got to stop.
I'm gonna make something of myself.
When y'all gonna start making more music together? Let's get that cream, son.
And wherever I go, you coming with me. Together, we stronger that way.
We may be from separate hoods, but we gotta stick together.
Gonna make it big.
Put your hands together for Shameik Moore. Woo! Shoo! How you doing?
I'm good. I can't complain. How are you?
I'm good. How does it feel? I know there's probably like a lot of just efforts and love that you guys put into this, so it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
How does it feel that people are finally going to get to see this journey you've been on?
You know, I'm excited to put something else out in the world with my face.
Yeah.
It's about time. Yeah.
And especially something like this. I mean, the Wu-Tang Clan is iconic. There's no other word to describe them, really.
Right.
And we've seen documentaries. We've, obviously had their music, but just in the episode I got to check out, you really get this just super intimate look into these guys' lives. So is that what drew you to the project?
I didn't know anything. I didn't know much about Wu-Tang when I signed up. I was just, like, RZA had asked me to be involved. I was like, for sure. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to play ODB. I thought I was calling shots. I was like, I'm not doing it unless I'm playing ODB. He was like, nah, you're going to play Raekwon. I was like, all right, fine. And then when it was time to shoot, the first scene that I shot, I remember I didn't meet Raekwon yet, and I was just like, I feel like Shaolin. I'm putting on this New York accent. I'm a bad boy. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I need to meet this man. Yeah. And that next week Raekwon flew out to Canada because I was filming something else in Canada at the same time. And he came out, he had dinner with me and whatnot, and then that's when I started building a relationship with Raekwon and getting into his vibe and how he moved, how he interact and all that. And then, that next scene, as Raekwon on forward, it was on. I was shot right up. Yeah.
Take me through your process and what you sort of pulled from him, whether it was the way he spoke or his mannerisms. Like, what kind of helped you become Raekwon?
It was how he spoke. It was his mannerisms. It was how he walked. It was how he was eating his food, how he was explaining things, you know what I mean? The look in his eye when he got hype or versus when he was listening, like that, those type of things that I was. And when he was speaking on the phone, I wasn't next to him, and I was getting ready to go on set, and there was like a scene, like most of the scenes are memorable, but there's a lot of moments like, where it's like, okay, I need to know what really happened. You know what I'm saying? What did they leave out or what did they add? What do I need to bring in? Because he and I made an agreement. It was like, you know, for like the Wu-Tang story is accurate and it's real, but it might be 4 events put into one due to like, you know, just timing and, you know, of a show and whatnot. And it's not all about Raekwon. It's not all about Ghost or ODB or RZA. It's about all of them. So, you know, it's about bringing it all together and telling the story, but, you know, making it as entertaining as possible at the same time. Anyway, so when I would ask him, he would tell me what happened. I would put energy from what really happened into, you know, what they have, their version of it. And then, all I know is, you know, I've gotten compliments from everybody that's seen the show, Wu-Tang or not Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying?
People who know him and know the guys.
People, I mean, themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when RZA pulled me inside, like, yo, RZA is a hard person to impress. RZA is a hard person to impress. It's very, very difficult to get like a smile out of him or like, oh yeah, Shaw, you killed that. You know what I mean? He told me that I put a flag on the show, episode 6. Psh, he was like, that might be my favorite scene, Shaw. Yeah, get ready. Look for that scene, episode 6, me and Dave East.
I know he's hard to impress. I mean, I've heard him speak in the past, and I've heard him, you know, but I did read an article with him, and he was saying specifically, you know, Raekwon as a lyricist and his performance, that you really were an instrument. Like, you really were sort of just like the best person to bring that to life. You really committed to his, like, how he performed and rapped and stuff. So how difficult was that for you? You know, it's a very, every guy has their own distinct sound and vibe, right? So what helped you kind of lock into his?
His voice might have been the most difficult part of playing Raekwon, because his voice is deeper than mine. Like, naturally, I'm Shameik. I love R&B music. You feel me? I'm a dancer. You know what I'm saying? Raekwon wasn't hitting break dance moves. He wasn't popping and locking. He wasn't doing none of that. You know what I mean? Yo, son, who you talking to, son? It's you know what I mean? Like, how he come at it is a whole different, like, you know. So intensity. So my voice wasn't gonna naturally just be like this and believable, and how I was gonna have to like really like, you know, it's you see, even now when I'm talking like that, it's not just me talking. It's like, I gotta do all this with it so you really get the, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's how I sell Raekwon. He like, whoa, this is crazy.
And he was also a bigger guy,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I put on the fat suit, but I didn't like, you see, it's just now coming in. Like, it is a big, like, I look pregnant to me on set, but you barely see it on camera, and I have on the fat suit. So I think over the next few seasons, they're just gonna keep putting more and more weight on me. But this is like before 36 Chambers. This is most of us don't even know each other. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So you said that RZA came to you, and you had worked with him before on a previous project, so that's how he knew you?
Cutthroat City.
Yeah. So what kind of advice did he give you, or kind of, because he created this, right? This is something like very personal for him.
What kind of advice did RZA give me? I don't know. Listen, OGs, this is how you do it, okay? There's a way to approach people. For me, you know, I'm a sponge. So I'm dangerous, if that makes sense. There's people in 2019, you know, I'm gonna stick to the point. RZA.
You don't have to, we got time.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna just stick to the point though. If I'm around someone, I learn. Like, you know, I'm not the type that's gonna ask you, so how do you get dressed? You know what I'm saying? You put on your, you know what I'm saying, woo, woo, woo. You know, I'm the type to like literally watch you do what you do and kind of like take it in, how you interact with people. And I make an analysis, especially in RZA's case, shooting a movie with him in New Orleans, seeing him operate with people like that he knows, doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? He's giving me a job. Why did he choose me? You know what I'm saying? When assessing whether or not I could play this character, because I didn't audition for that. How did he know I was going to play the character? You know what I mean? How does he say, good job, Shaw? He never does. You know what I'm saying? So how do I get to where I'm supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? It's just, he teaches me by like action. You know what I'm saying? That's how you teach somebody. It's kind of like boxing for me. I'm a boxer, by the way, fun fact. Anyway, I didn't learn how to box by taking classes like jab, poof, jab, poof. I do now, like you know what I'm saying? But when I started boxing, there was people that knew how to box, much bigger than me, and then I jumped in there and got my butt whooped. You know what I'm saying? And then can't nobody hit me harder than I've been hit so far. At least to this point. Maybe if I got in there with Javante Davis. But you know what I'm saying? That's 130. I doubt that he can hit harder than a 190, but we'll see one day. But the point is that I go in head first. My grandma loves to tell the story like I don't know how old she says I was, but I just jumped in the pool. No one ever taught me I just jumped in the pool and I was swimming. How do you know how to swim as a kid? I don't know. I really don't know. Same thing with dancing. I saw you got served. I went to this dance battle and I was just, and I was winning though. I had rhythm.
Like you said, I think some of the best actors and performers, right, are people who can look at something and mimic it, or it just sort of embodies them. So what you're saying
man.
makes sense.
I literally just, oh, that's how you do it? It's mine. And I make it me. It's like, that's dangerous.
What was the vibe like on set? Because obviously it's a big group, right? And you have all these other actors, Dave East and Ashton Sanders. What did you guys do to make sure that that camaraderie and that brotherhood felt authentic on camera?
Well, these guys in real life aren't like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? You know, that's not who we're talking about. You know, we're talking about people that show affection by, yo, can I cuss on this? No, right? Oh, yeah. Yo, shut the fuck up. Who you talking to, son? Yo, don't talk to me like that, man. My name is Meth. Y'all niggas was wilding out here, man, for real. Y'all niggas was hurting my feelings. Word is born. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how they interact with each other. So, you know, everybody came in their chambers. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? I came as Raekwon. You don't talk to me crazy, all right? I'm on set. I'm in my trailer. You knock on my door, they ready for me on set. Word is born. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to people like that. Meanwhile, I'm smiling on the other side of the door. I'm just like, yo, you seen that? He probably scared for real. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
But did the guys ever come to set? I'm sure they did, and watch you guys. And then did you get to like hang out with them, or just sort of, like you said, just observe them as a crew?
Yeah, I mean, Meth, RZA, Power isn't a part of Wu-Tang, but, you know, Wu-Wear and all that, like the businessman, whatever. Raekwon. Those are the people I could talk about. You know what I'm saying? That I touched hands with, that I was like, whoop, whoop, you know what I'm saying? I met the Jizza. You know what I mean? I met Whitey B, who looks like TJ right here playing ODB. You know, oh, Ghostface came to my birthday.
The real Ghostface?
The real Ghostface. On the phone in the cut. I was like, yo, I'm happy you here. He was like, yeah.
Cool.
He was like, yeah, I understood. I was like, all right, I need something done. Call Ghost. That's OG.
Where did you guys film most of this? Was it in
Staten
Staten
Island,
Island? Okay.
yeah.
So did that kind of help you sort of understand their roots or their vibe, or did you feel any certain energy in Staten Island that could breed the Wu-Tang and like how they became the men that they are? Not really.
I could have did that anywhere. Same performance, yeah. It was Raekwon I was connecting to. You know what I mean? It was hard to really, yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay if you didn't. You know, just sometimes a place has a certain energy.
Right.
And I know they all
It probably does.
are from there, right? So
You're
I didn't
right.
know.
It probably literally comes, I probably just didn't really focus on that. Because when I get to set, it's like, I'm working out, I do my boxing, whatever, then I go do the makeup, then I go back to the trailer, put on my clothes. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably waiting for an hour or two, and then we'll go to set. And when I get in that van and I get off the set, like, because I'm learning to be more patient. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a young man. I'm growing. You know, you get movies out, you start thinking you're the man and whatnot. You know, you get on set and they'll humble you. You know what I'm saying? They will. They'll just bring you to set and you sitting there waiting for an hour. It's just like, hold on, I could be in my trailer. Shameik, you still got a ways to go for you could tell us when to bring you to set. You know what I'm saying? They never said that to me, but I'm saying, like, the action says it, so... Yeah.
You mentioned you're a young guy, but you have really just had some really awesome projects. Since, I mean, I first saw you in Dope, right, in 2015, and since then I feel like it's just been really consistent. Have you had time to kind of like process this ride you're on and the projects that you've been a part of?
I had my first vacation this year for a week, which is barely a vacation, but it's, you know, I wanted like 4 weeks, just like but I got plans for the end of the year and the top of next year, so I couldn't really go away for 4 weeks and just put down my phone. But when I can, I'll definitely enjoy that and do what you're talking about. But the week that I took off was good. I mean, I think about it all the time, but I don't. It really does feel like college to me. Like when I'm doing on sets, is like I'm standing next to the directors, I'm talking to like, you know, the DPs and like the lighting people, and I'm trying to figure out why are they using the 15. You know what I'm saying? Why are there 3 cameras? Y'all got a dolly? What kind of dolly is that? You know what I'm saying? Or a crane or a techno crane or whatever. It's kind of, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Where's the playback at? Playback footage, you know what I'm saying? What's the difference between a 50, a 15, a 45, a 35? Why do you use this here? Why do you use that there? This is a what kind of camera? Oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like those are questions I'm asking.
And is that you just being a sponge, or do you
That's exactly what I'm.
or do you see yourself maybe one day directing? Or
Well, I've already been directing. You just
Okay.
haven't seen it yet. It's
Okay.
coming.
Okay.
It's coming. Yeah, that's the whole point. It's just like people go to college and don't leave with the information I have in like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So people would love to shadow Baz Luhrmann on the Get Down. I was paid to follow this guy around and ask questions and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with RZA, Chris and Phil doing Spider-Man. Like the writing process with that was very, you know, seeing that evolution of that. I pay attention, man. I'm telling you. It's like if I was a spy or like I think about it like I'm infiltrating the system. It's just like people are paying for my progression, I will say.
So you said you're working on some stuff. What kind of stuff are you interested in creating? A certain genre or what?
Right now, we're about to put out this music, this mixtape. For me, the whole thing is like I'm trying to break barriers. Like there has been actors to do music and make great music. There's Donald Glover, you know, Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson, 50 Cent, you know, Drake. List goes on. But none of those people I just named has Denzel Washington actor credits. You know what I'm saying? None of them have that. You know what I'm saying? I will. Yeah. And on the music side, you know, I've yet to make an introduction and to prove myself. So I'm not gonna sit here and like, oh, I'm this and I'm that, because like let's be honest, how many people have let us all down with the corniness of being the actor and then doing the music? They might even be able to sing. It's like, but the artistry is whack. You know. So what makes these projects that you pointed out unique and like, you know, why I think there's the writing, there's the production, there's the wardrobe, is what it's about, all of that, right? But the common denominator between Dope, Spider-Man, The Get Down, you know what I'm saying? And when you see Wu-Tang and then Cutthroat City and Let It Snow and Pretenders and so on and so forth, is Shameik Moore. And I think the reason what I value looking at the screen when looking at myself is that I believe it and I'm me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I believe Malcolm, I believe Shaolin, I believe Raekwon. And when you can watch all of them back to back one day and like they're totally different people, it's kind of like, who is he though? Because he can't, I mean, I remember the first comment I really read online about the Get Down was like, what happened between Dope and the Get Down? It was like a year apart. It was like, this is the same dude? It is. Yeah. It is. So showing me is where the music comes in, because my lifestyle or who I am is what I will be directing. I'm writing, I'm producing, I'm investing in, instead of a group of different people investing in me in this, where let's put him in the fat suit, let's put the grills in his mouth, let's surround him with these guys, let's put him in Staten Island, let's, you know, call it Wu-Tang, make it Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? Let's put it out on Hulu instead of Netflix, and let's put it all over New York, and you know what I'm saying? Let's put it online, and let's do that, and people go watch it, and then they see it, and it's like, I thought he was, you know, I didn't even know he possessed that. Yeah. I thought Shaolin might be as bad as he could get.
That versatility to you is everything, just being able to...
I mean, who wants to be the same version of themselves their whole life? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you're not the same. Whoever you were at 10 is not who you are right now. And it's not who you're going to be when you're 50. You know what I'm saying? So that's me in my mind. Like, I did Dope. Why would I do that again? Right. You know what I'm saying? So
We've seen your versatility as an actor. How do you describe yourself as a musician right now?
like I said, I feel like that's more like, how do I express that? You know what I'm saying? I can't, if I tell you, hey, I'm gonna show you guys I'm the most diverse actor and I'm gonna be iconic, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we've heard that. That's cool. Great dreams. All right, Shameik Moore, everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's musically, I'm doing R&B music inspired with a touch of reggae. I'm Jamaican. And it's a touch of influence of the Atlanta hip hop scene. I grew up, you know, East Atlanta. We all know East Atlanta Santa is Gucci Man. You feel me? Panola Road. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Grew up there, and the music is supposed to do its own job. The same way, like you go and you see people. No one supported me being an actor except for my parents growing up. I knew I would be, you know, successful or whatever, but you know, I remember going to DESA, DeKalb Elementary School of the Arts, and I remember saying my dreams. I want to be a singer. I want to be a dancer. I want to be an actor. And this one girl, I think her name was Layla. She stands up, big girl too. She turns around. When I say big, I mean tall. She turned around. She's like, Shameik, we all know that's not gonna happen. And sits down. Whole class laughing. You know what I'm saying? I remember that because it was a memorable moment, and you know what I'm saying. I've yet to. I made you famous today, Layla. You feel me? Now you're only known as the girl that tried to stop Shameik. You know what I'm saying?
And you're like, do you know that I'm Spider-Man now?
My acting teacher in the 7th grade at DESA kicked me out of her class and told me I'd never be an actor. Her name was Miss Page.
Say it one more time.
Her name was Miss Page.
All right, Miss Page.
Yeah. Kicked me out of her class, told me I'd never be an actor. So my point is, you know what I'm saying? It's all about breaking the boxes to me. It's all about like, oh, you thought. You thought. You know what I mean? The talent will speak for itself. And I'm thankful. Thankful.
I'm really feeling your energy right now, though, because I think it's so hard for so many people to claim what they want, and they feel like they have to.
But why?
Right? But it's like people are conditioned, and I think it's really empowering, and hopefully somebody who wants to be an actor or performer can see this. You have to claim it.
I'm sorry to talk over
No,
you.
please.
I actually hate when people talk over me, so I should be more kind. I
We're in a
apologize.
conversation, so
Right.
it's cool. Yeah.
Back to them. You know what I think it is? I think people are conditioned to listen to other people. But everybody knows. Think about how many things that you wanted to do. I mean, I could do this. I mean, what you talking about? Your mom might tell you that you can't do something, you know? I think there's a difference between telling a friend, you know what I'm saying, that really thinks that they can make it as an artist, like, yo, like, there's a difference between you're never gonna do that and, you know, what are you planning to do in order to make that happen? Like, you know, the odds are against you, and it's gonna take some work to get there. I mean, what are you willing to sacrifice? How do you plan to make that happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a friend, those are the type of questions, you know what I'm saying, to make them question if you want them to question what they're doing and how they're spending their time, you ask them what the plan is, you know what I'm saying? And if they don't have a plan, that's what you tell them. That plan is, like, you know what I mean? That's what you need to work on, because that'll get, you know, even if it doesn't sink in immediately, that will sink in. It's just like, what is my plan? You know, what is it, you know?
And in so many ways, just your whole vibe ties into these guys when they were starting out, especially RZA, and people sort of telling him what he couldn't do. And I mean, it just seems like this project, it seems like a good fit.
Yeah, man. I would never guess that when I was 12, I could play a guy like this. Like, when you see it, like, that's not me. That's not me at all, you know what I'm saying? So
I think people are really going to enjoy it and connect to it, so congrats on being a part of this amazing miniseries. We do have a couple of questions before we get out of here. First up.
So I personally know you, and probably a lot of other people know you from Dope and from The Get Down. And my question is how do those roles vary or are different from this role? Because you just said, like, you know, if you look at yourself from that young age and you were like, this isn't me, you know, how's this role different?
This role is different because there was not a Malcolm Adekambi that actually existed. You know, the Get Down, Shaolin, Fantastic didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? I read lines, I auditioned, I followed direction. You know, there was a director that was like, hey, we saw you do this, but we want you to do this. You know, there's wardrobe that comes in and changes this, and it makes it what we see, right? So with Raekwon, you know what I'm saying, the only plus side is, not plus side, the only part of me that could do the regular process was the fact that we don't know Raekwon at 16, 17, 18 years old. We know him like, you know, young adult, you know what I'm saying, already New York Times side, crime side, lyrics, oh, I'm Raekwon the chef, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing, you know what I mean? But it's still him, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't see this version of him, but it is still him. He grows into what we see, or what the Wu-Tang Clan fans know of, you know what I mean? The videos that you look up, the interviews that you can look up, the documentary, the person you can go see live is the version of Raekwon that we don't see. So this person has to be the younger version of that. You know, you have to see this and feel like you met him in person when you meet Raekwon. Not when you meet me, but when you meet him. You know what I'm saying? So playing it like that is I think that's what makes it different. That's what makes it different. It's an actual person. You know what I'm saying?
Stakes are a lot higher, yeah.
Stakes are a lot higher. So really impressing him is the only task I was really going for in this thing, because this is like, that's a specific lingo, that's a specific walk, that's a specific swagger right there. So.
And he gave you the stamp of approval.
I see him tomorrow.
Okay.
You feel me?
You let us know.
RZA holds everything close to the chest. I'm surprised that you. Well, no. So the press will get some screeners and whatnot, you know. But I know like Ashton didn't see the show yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm none of these cats did. Actually, it was just me and East that saw the show so far. I don't know how East got it, but I know I was lucky. I was happy. I was super happy. I was like, yo. So I know RZA holds everything. So I haven't seen Cutthroat City, and we shot that almost 2 years ago, if that makes sense. RZA, what he does is like, I'll show you when it's time to show you at the premiere. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm sure that nobody in Wu-Tang has seen this show yet. So that's all I'm saying. It's just like, I got lucky, so I can be this confident looking at y'all like, yeah, I got another one. I ain't up here embarrassing myself like, yeah, I killed Raekwon. I'm about to get an award. And everybody be like, you know what I'm saying? I thought he did a good job.
Next one.
Hey.
Hey.
So when I think of Shameik Moore, I think of talented, refreshing to the industry, and also stylish. So I was just wondering, what are 3 words that you would use to describe yourself?
I like those. But I would say, woo. I'm sorry. I'm thinking. I would say quiet, observant, dangerous.
Dangerous. Okay. Thank you.
You are going.
In what way?
Am I dangerous?
Yeah.
In every way. Okay. So give me an example. Ask me a scenario. Are you dangerous in this scenario?
I think I know how you mean you're dangerous. Like, people shouldn't underestimate you, right?
Well, most definitely that way, but that's dangerous in any sense. There you go. I mean, it's the way. Imagine, okay, for me, I want to do celebrity boxing matches, okay? Like, but for me, my whole team told me not to do this. I would like for it to be in support of a foundation. I would like for something positive to happen, maybe helping the climate change, feel me, getting kids to vote, you know. Important stuff. This is not to look for any issues in the streets. I am not a gangster. I am not a thug. I am a nice young man. But I have some lethal hands. I'm a very physically gifted young man, okay? I'm a boxer, and I would love to eat food in a boxing ring with the most gangster rapper out here. You feel me?
Who would you want to be in the ring with?
Give me a list and I'm gonna say yes. The only person I would not get in the ring with is 50 Cent.
The only thing I see that wouldn't work with this is that I don't think a lot of actors or musicians would want to get their faces bruised up. You know, that's how they make money.
You know how Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather? You stick and move. That's how you do it. You don't stand there and get hit.
That's fair. I think you should keep pushing. I think you should make this happen. Would you guys watch it?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I like being underestimated because if someone does agree and then I put out videos of me boxing, I promise you they're gonna back out. Yeah. Because even if they start training,
they can't catch up.
They're not gonna catch up. And even if you had 6 months to train, I'm still training for the 6 months. So it's like they're not finna. No. But like again, I'm not a thug. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna walk up to nobody and be like, yeah, what's up? You know, woo, woo, woo. You know, you thinking about retaliation, you talking about weapons and all. So you got difference. That's not what I'm about. But in inspiring young people to pick up, you know, some gloves instead of some guns, you know what I'm saying, is really like the point of boxing to me. You know what I'm saying? I started learning how to box to protect my loved ones. One day I'm gonna have a wife. One day I'm gonna have a daughter. One day, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to protect them.
I think that's fair. I actually box as well. I come from a family of boxers, so I think it's an amazing sport.
So you get it.
Bud Crawford's from Omaha, Nebraska. That's where I'm from.
Okay.
So like, I get it.
He's
I would
nice.
watch it. He's real nice.
I think he got an issue with Spence, but you know what I'm saying. But if anybody can give him a problem, it's Crawford.
It's Crawford.
It's Crawford.
So now we're just talking about boxing, but you guys should check out this amazing show.
Wu-Tang.
Yes. Wu-Tang and American Saga premieres on September 4th. That's tomorrow on Hulu, guys. So make sure you check it out and put your hands together for Shameik Moore.
Right.